All right, so the Jeffrey Epstein saga, it has just taken another absolutely shocking turn. We've got newly released documents that are now linking the whole scandal to one of India's most powerful industrial families. A huge new name has surfaced, and today we're going to break down exactly what these allegations are.
So on one side, you have Anil Ambani, a man who was once one of India's richest, the head of this massive business empire. And on the other side, of course, is Jeffrey Epstein, the notorious sex offender whose network snared some of the most powerful people on the planet. And now, newly released files are alleging that these two worlds weren't just separate, they were deeply, deeply connected.
So what's the big bombshell here? Let's just dive right into the heart of it. Based on what's being reported by the Indian news outlet NDTV, which has been digging into these recently unsealed documents.
Okay, the documents are specifically alleging a deep social and business relationship, and that phrase is so important. It suggests this wasn't just, a chance meeting at some party. We're talking about a sustained connection, one that seems to blur the lines between his personal life and his professional world.
But what does a deep connection actually look like? Well, the evidence that's being presented comes directly from their alleged private communications.
You have to look at the timeline here. The documents point to this period of regular contact between 2017 and 2019. I mean, this isn't ancient history. This was all happening in the years just before Epstein's final arrest. This timeline shows it was an ongoing conversation, not just a one-off.
And this is where the details become incredibly disturbing. According to one alleged message exchange from back in March 2017, Epstein supposedly asked Ambani about his preferences in women, and the conversation apparently ended with Epstein offering to arrange for a tall, blonde, Swedish girl for Ambani.
Now here's the kicker. Ambani's alleged response is crucial. The files claim he didn't turn down the offer. Instead, he reportedly gave his consent and actually told Epstein to make the arrangements. That suggests a real level of comfort, maybe even complicity in this kind of conversation. And the conversations apparently didn't stop there. In another exchange, Epstein is said to have joked with Ambani, asking him if the actress Scarlett Johansson was on his list of preferred Hollywood stars. Now at the time, Johansson had just starred in a film produced by a company owned by Ambani's family, which directly connects their chat to celebrity culture and Ambani's business dealings.
So this wasn't just texting back and forth. It looks like the relationship went beyond messages, with actual plans for them to meet in person. In 2019, Epstein allegedly invited Ambani to his infamous mansion in New York. They also talked about meeting up in Paris and at the World Economic Forum in Davos, the ultimate playground for the global elite.
You have to understand, this connection with Ambani wasn't just random. It seems to fit perfectly into a much larger and very deliberate strategy. Let's take a look at Epstein's broader method for building this incredible network of influence he had.
Epstein's entire operation, his whole MO, was built on a very specific method. He consciously used wealth, power, and the glamour of celebrity culture to systematically weave himself into the lives of the world's most influential people. He wasn't just collecting friends, he was building a web.
You can literally break his strategy down into 4 clear steps. It's like a playbook. First, you target an influential person. Second, you gather intel on them, their personality, what they want. Third, you use your existing contacts to get an introduction. And finally, you arrange these private, intimate meetings to really lock in that connection. The allegations with Ambani, they fit this pattern perfectly.
And this intelligence gathering, it involved some huge names. The documents allege Epstein spoke with spiritual guru Deepak Chopra to learn about Ambani's personality, and even discussed the family with the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. He was using his current network to do homework on his next target.
So all of this brings us to the most critical question of all. Why? What was the ultimate goal of building this whole intricate network? Was it really just about being close to power, or was it something much, much darker? This is the question that investigators, journalists, and really all of us are trying to figure out now. What was the point of all this effort, all these detailed files, and these incredibly compromising conversations? What was Epstein's real endgame?
Well, a report from Bloomberg offers a pretty compelling and chilling theory. It suggests that Epstein's whole method was to use immoral temptation as a lever. By getting powerful people involved in compromising situations and discussions, he created a tool, a way to gain influence over them. And this Ambani case seems to be a textbook example of that exact strategy in action.
And that leads to the most disturbing possibility of all.
Were these intimate conversations just a setup, a tool for blackmail? Was this entire network designed not just for influence, but for outright control? It's a central question that investigators are likely looking at right now.
So where does all of this leave us now? Well, the truth is, this is a developing story. The full picture is still coming together as thousands and thousands of pages of these documents are released to the public.
Now, it's really important to note that as of the latest reports, representatives for Anil Ambani have not made any official comment on any of this. So for now, the claims that we're seeing in these documents, they represent one side of a story that is very much still unfolding.
And that just leaves us with this one final chilling question, right? The case of Anil Ambani shows just how far Epstein's global web of power and influence really reached. And it forces us to ask, who else is in it? And what other secrets are still waiting to be revealed?